You're in the gray. So, my last clip was my intro. A little bit more backstory. I'm 25, gay, single. I have a foster family, and then a biological family that I have kind of a relationship with. Some great supportive people in my life. And a therapist. Highly recommend therapy. For about, actually, I just started therapy. I've had therapy throughout my whole life for other issues that I've been through, but and I highly suggest getting a therapist that deals with long-term serious illnesses, or populations that deal with illness. It's definitely a different type of therapy than what I've experienced in the past, my own personal issues. And definitely when you have your PCP, which is your primary care physician, I'll often say PCP instead of, the real, what you're supposed to say, or your neurologist or other medical community people, hey, tell you, hey, maybe you should check out therapy, Don't ignore them like I did. And then you cry randomly at work, or in the shower, or in the bathroom at work, or at your car because you're dealing with all this serious shit. And especially when you don't really have immediate family people that you can really talk to and rely on, it becomes really difficult. And friends that really know. Because honestly, no one really deals with this kind of stuff, especially when you're so young. And I would never think that I would say that, class myself as young, but the fact that I can't find any support groups from like 15 to 30 individuals, years, they're dealing with being undiagnosed, being in the gray, or even serious medical stuff, frustrates me. Especially being in upstate New York, where it has a strong medical community, where at least where my city is, which is Rochester, New York. Yeah, it's really frustrating. So therapy, highly recommended, especially a therapist that does healthcare. Well, I mean, serious long-term stuff, illnesses, I should say, and definitely, for me personally, talking. I recently got into writing. I'm not much of a writer. I rather just talk. Which why I got pushed to be doing this. I do have a Tumblr. And links are below for the Tumblr. I also have an email account if you want to talk about stuff, or you're like, hey, what is this test? I've been through a crap load of tests. It's unbelievable, because in the beginning they had no idea what I was doing. They had no idea what it could be. I got mostly the whole, hey, you should have someone call you once a week and make sure you're not decomposing in your apartment, which is scary, and really scary and emotional, and just holy shit, this is serious stuff. Which when you are experiencing it, you're feeling the symptoms, and you are just okay, this is not a normal thing. This is not what I should be going through. And yeah. So, or if you know any great support groups, that would be awesome. But yeah, I'm approaching. Maybe soon my phone will not like this anymore. But so the 5 things that remain on my list. I've been pretty much lucky with ruling out some scary stuff like lupus. Sorry if you have that. But what remains on my list is MS, cancer, specifically brain cancer, spine cancer, which I can't wait to have that. Lewis-Barris Disease, which is where my brain is eating itself. I had a medical ND that shit, because I've never heard of that. Parkinson's, and also could be, what was the new thing they told me? I can't remember what the other new thing they told me now. But I do have an MS neurologist who's amazing. And yeah, so those are the 5 things that are on my list currently still. And no, it cannot be something random, and no, it's not stress. I had a neuropsych exam that ruled out a lot of stuff that would be more common, and it's nothing that, like, you know, manifested into something else. Like, I also have PTSD, so initially I was like, is this, like, my PTSD turning into something new? No, it's not. So, yes, those are my 5 things. And almost approaching a year, and I'm still undiagnosed, and the journey of this is that my next round of MRIs will be December 2014, if my symptoms don't get worse. On the medical scale in neurology, they'll talk about scales on how you're feeling or symptomatic, all that terminology and whatnot. I'm on a level 5 right now, which is kind of scary because a lot of my symptoms are really scary, and I'm like, I don't really want to experience this stuff anymore. And that's a level 5? I don't even want to know what a fucking level 9 is, or an 8. So, yeah. One thing I could tell you, parting ways, like what I've been learning, is writing. Writing letters to people, writing personally, just writing in a Tumblr helps. That's probably one of the big things that I've been helping myself. And even if you're just sitting there and you write one word of being like scared, or like, you know, FUCK, like, it does really help. And definitely if you're writing down your symptoms, that helps too when you go to your medical appointments. So I hope this helps, and thank you for listening.